Hello, hello, everybody. How is everybody Saturday? Happy new month. Little rose water. And we are here. So, y'all, I am Yeye. I am a priestess, mentor, psychic, medium, astrologer of 30 years. And it is my passion to help folks remember their spiritual gifts and find their soul's purpose. So, I'm just here jumping on today. Um, Oh, hello, Deb. How are you? It's good to see you. She's my cheerleader, y'all, because I have technical difficulties. And here I am. Here we are. So it's like I said, my passion to help folks remember what their spiritual gifts are, because I don't think we learn them. I think we already know them. I think we're remembering them. And a lot of that is just uncovering what we've been told or what we've been taught or what we've learned. So I just am jumping on here. I am probably going to be transitioning off of TikTok, which is at Yeye the Mystic Diva, or the Mystic Diva on TikTok, onto this format so that we can do more work together, hopefully together. And it's good to see you too, Deb. So I've got a couple people if they'd like to jump on, but I just wanted to kind of give myself a little practice into doing these lives, right? So, and happy St. Bridget's Day, right, Deb? It's St. Bridget's Day today, is it not? Or is it like tomorrow or the next day? But it's Day of Goddess Bridget, or in the Western colonization, it's become Goddess Bridget too. Before it was St. Bridget. So, well, hello, Miss Ashley. How are you, Mama? It's good to see you. I miss you. How is everything with I'm getting a phone call. That's so funny. How is everything with Savannah, and how is your waist beads? Y'all, she sells the best waist beads, and I have a place to sell them now, even here in Kansas City, Mama. So let me know. So today, I wanted to talk about spiritual self-care. What is it? Why do we do it? Et cetera, et cetera. So spiritual self-care, y'all, according to Chat GPT, is it's nurturing yourself, your inner self, aligning with your higher purpose. So we can do that by several different means, and that's why we're on here, because we've had some pretty rough planetary alignments and some really good planetary alignments, but sometimes even the good things can be a little bit challenging. So hi, Julie Jules, good to see you, Mama. How are you? So good to see you guys. This is my girls up in here. I love it. I miss you too. I know you're doing great. I see you. Y'all reach out to Ashley. She is on her wellness journey. And she is a powerhouse. So follow her and get some of her waist beads. Hello. Ashley says, hi, Julie. I love it. So y'all, just a little, what is some things that you guys want to talk about, or some things that you might think about? And you don't have to comment or whatever. I just want this to be really interactive. What y'all's ideas of spiritual self-care, and what does that mean, and why do we do it? According to Chat GPT, it's a method of like giving ourselves skill sets, right? Because in the Western kind of medical or the model, it's like spirit. It's not even spiritual. It's like emotional, if we're lucky, physical, like. And of course, we have to throw in the monetary, but it's kind of like a four-way system as opposed to like the holistic view, adding the spiritual. So as y'all know, a lot of y'all know me from TikTok. I do some lives just to get on, and just because I have an amazing community on there. And I think we're really shifting y'all into this new, planetary, and also in the ether and lots of things, this Pluto energy of rebirth. So rebirth also looks like little death, mini deaths, ego deaths, sometimes even soul deaths, so that we can become reborn and be who we truly are. And again, remember who we are, right? So, depths of spiritual self-care sometimes feels like hard work. Yes, lots of parts. It is so many parts. And to me, just being, on the base of spirituality, a lot of times, it's so much about unlearning as opposed to like learning new things. And there's all these, and I'm a mentor as well, but it's like there's coaches, there's gurus, there's churches, there's traditions, there's all these things that are on the outside teaching us what really I believe we already know inside, right? So I just wanted to talk about some different techniques. And a lot of things, we've known this for a long time, even like back in the 80s. Deb, you probably know this, a lot of y'all know this, but we called them like mindfulness techniques, right? But I like to use some of those techniques, and a lot for the spiritual aspect is right, because y'all know about the woo woo. Gotta do the woo woo 100%. um hey Kathleen, how are you? Good to see you. Thank you for jumping on. So, of course, one of the big things that comes up when we talk about spiritual self-care is meditation. Well, what in the hell is meditation? I used to think meditation was sitting in a Buddhist position for 5 hours, uncomfortable, and trying to huff and puff and do some kind of deep breathing besides smoking a cigar. So, a lot of times I don't equate meditation with it's like we talk about prayer, which in my opinion, and Deb probably knows this too, it's kind of like talking to spirit, source, creator, goddess, God. And then meditation is almost like listening. So we can listen in many different ways. Like I listen right here, sitting in front of my ancestor altar, and just kind of download, drinking my coffee, maybe smoking my cigar, taking some deep breaths. Some people listen while they're walking in nature, right? So what have Hey, Perla. Hey, Claire. How are you? Yes, the shedding. We're going to talk about that. I have a bunch of stuff to talk about with You're the Snake. I did a post on that. That's awesome. Welcome, Perla. How are you? Good to see you. The letting go. Yeah. Lots of rebirthing. Lots of rebirthing. So the meditation piece, I don't know if, like for me, when I hear meditation, I just cringe. I'm like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? I gotta sit down and, think about all the things I did or did not do. So if you guys have any feedback on what meditation techniques work, I know that like for Ashley, you probably do a lot of meditating when you're working out, right? Because you're like a powerhouse and you're in your zone when you're in the treadmill or when you're doing your weights or et cetera, right? Sometimes meditation used to look like road trips. And as some of y'all know, I've moved a lot. And road trips for meditation, just tearing up with my music in my car and just kind of getting downloads that way. And so meditation is pretty trippy. Like this is kind of a way I meditate is my Native American music, or I listen to my hoodoo or my voodoo drums, or I'll listen to hip hop, or I'll like lots of different pieces. And depending on the mood or what I need, that's how I allow myself to sit in a meditative state. So we can talk about this all day, like how we set up our day with meditation. I always start by talking to God, which is a prayer, which I'm going to say right now, just to set us off. It's not going to be in English. And I'm going to ring the bell just to kind of bring us all in together. So please feel free to take deep breaths, invite your spirit team, your ancestors, your guides, and just allow yourself to kind of absorb and give whatever you'd like energetically, and also receive what you need energetically. Okay. So I'm going to start the prayer, which to me is talking again to source. And then the meditation part is kind of like listening. So I'm going to ring my Oshun bell, my goddess bell. I'm going to take a deep breath. And you can say something out loud or inside, or just chill. I'm going to start off by saying thank you to my ancestors, my guides, my spirit team, my Egbe, my Yelode, my EME, all of my spirit tribes and my spirit team. Orumala, Ania Baisi, Irona Baisi, Irona Nasi, Tuori Yeni, Diafunumala, Babanisino Ona Bobo, Tio Kana Wani Kolo, Fio Dore, Racy Baba, Bamio, Iwani Mufiente, Bamio, Ile, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Aho, amen, blessed be, and so it is. Ashe. Oh, that's beautiful. You heard spirit in running water. That's awesome. That's beautiful. Well, welcome everybody. So now that I'm a little more grounded, we're going to talk about some meditation. We're going to talk about some spiritual skill sets. And so now that I've kind of like in my day, night, wherever, whenever I need to, if something's happening, that's my kind of like talking to source. The meditation piece is like listening. I don't know if I want to do like 10 minutes of quiet sitting or on the live. Y'all be like, where'd you go? Because I will check out and download y'all. But I did want to mention pieces about meditation and what that looks like, and maybe what different kinds you guys use, right? Also, there's grounding, which for me, every time I do prayer or meditation, it's like the grounding piece always happens whenever I'm kind of saying an incantation, which is what I just said essentially in Yoruban, or a mother tongue, or for some folks, it's a psalm. For some people, it's almost like spelling or charming. It's like whatever comes natural to you. Sometimes I'll sing a Native American song to get me really in touch with like my indigenous pathway. Sometimes I'll put on some Celtic music. It just depends on the mood, as I said. Journaling, right? I don't know if anybody here journals, but there's a lot of really, really good stuff. There's a book I wanted to invite you all to check out, and some of you may have heard of it. I think Kathleen, when we did our session the other day, I told you about it. It's called The Artist's Way. So it's a really beautiful way of accessing your spirituality through writing. It's like using writing as a vessel. So writing is one way to talk to source, right? Your goddess, your higher self, etc. Let it out. Sometimes it's like shedding talking. You know what I'm saying? Getting rid of what you need to get rid of. And sometimes it's manifesting. But journaling is such a great way to track kind of like where we are in our spiritual journey. Oh, and use your creative time. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, journaling is like, I don't know. It's hard to find time for that, Julie Jules, because it's like we get going and we think we have to be in the world and do and do. Um, so Kathleen, let us know what you think about The Artist's Way, but it's a really, really beautiful, profound way. And I love, Deb, that you talked about art, because art is such a, like I've seen people, I'm not good at this, but they do the crocheting or the knitting, which I know you probably do, Deb, and maybe some other folks on here, but they'll do like the crocheting or the knitting. And it's like instantly puts you into a space of like ownness, right? It's really beautiful. But art in general, art is like, to me, is the essence of spirituality. I used to do acting, as Deb knows, from 30 years back, and it's so peaceful. I think so much of my spiritual skill sets were learned during acting. Is I'd just become a channel and go away and let something else come through. And it was really vulnerable to be up in front of like sometimes hundreds of people and allow myself to just kind of be gone for a minute. But that was like a segue in many ways into my really divine, like spiritual path, right? And it was a really big piece of my beginning of my recovery on my spiritual journey and stepping into my role that I have now. Perla says when she journals, my pen can never catch up with the words in my mind, right? It's like it just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. Yeah, Deb. She says Deb says the artist way is phenomenal. I do stitch meditation, needle and I knew it. I could see you doing that, girl. Oh, thank you, Deb. She says I was mesmerizing on stage because I wasn't doing it. Spirit was doing it for sure. I miss those days, but I think now, as I've become like a matriarch in my age, it's I love acting. I think actors, like artists, writers, painters, deserve such kudos because they're like vesseling the sacred, right? It's such a, like as I said, like a vulnerable role. And even in the spiritual world, shamans, indigenous healers, the Celts, the Vikings, going to homeland Africa, like so many of, we'll just call them shamans to kind of sum it up. The Sangomas, the Babas, the Yanifas, like so many people put themselves in vulnerable positions to allow themselves to be something greater. And I don't know why I'm getting called to mention this. There's also an amazing, I think I talked to one of y'all about this the other day. There's a really great, Deb, do you know about Brene Brown? She did a really cool TED Talk on courage and vulnerability. And to me, that's like the essence of being with source. Like, you know, they'll talk about indigenous cultures, like in New Orleans and Haiti, we call it being ridden, or like kind of going away and letting something else come through. The mediums, which I'm a medium as well, we kind of go away and let something else come through. I think we all do that, y'all, on whatever level. But that Brene Brown, y'all, if you can catch it, she's like a sociologist, I think, or something, and she does a lot of studies with human studies. But the point is, she's a good speaker, y'all. Brene Brown. Yeah, Deb says she's amazing. Yeah, that's so cool. Oh, you're crocheting, Perla. That's awesome. That's so cool. Yeah, Brene Brown she's a shiznit. She's pretty good stuff. Yeah. It's true, right? I think we all channel and we don't always know. And again, I think one of those like old ideas or things that we've been told is that that might be bad or that might not be allowed or whatever in society. But it's a very, very, very ancient way of communicating with source and spirit. So they're also talking about altar work, and I'm going to talk about this, y'all, because that's the juju, right? So of course, the top thing on my altar work is ancestor reverence. That's top. And I'm going to be doing a Nifa series here in Kansas City, but I'm going to also have it on a way that people can join in or partake in the workshops. I'm going to do a hoodoo workshop series coming up this spring, and I'm also going to do a Nifa series. So that will include the Ifa series, will include the first class is the ancestor series, because y'all, we all come from something. And we've been taught in our culture not to honor our ancestors. And that's how I make my living. You know what I'm saying? So just off top, if you guys have any interest or any other curiosities about how to set up your ancestor altar, what to do, what not to do, I have an ebook. Reach out. You can always catch me on themysticdiva.com, on all the platforms, The Mystic Diva, TikTok, Insta, YouTube, especially now. And if you guys want to check out our blog, it's free on the mailing list. It's themysticdiva.com. We have tons of stuff. But anywho, I think that ancestor altars are just beautiful. And in the ebook, I talk about how to set up your own ancestor altar because they're so personal. Like, y'all remember back in the day, some of us, like even now, like we go to grandma and grandpa's or mom's or dad's or cousins, and you got the doily sitting there like this. It's an ancestor altar. This is my Oshun, part of my Oshun altar. But it's like they've got the doily, the picture of Uncle George, and then they've got the that's an ancestor altar. That's an ancestor altar. So tea light, water, that's it. That's all. If you want to put pictures, I give my dad Reese's peanut butter cups. Like, it gets as in-depth and as simple as you want to make it. But I'm telling you something, y'all. Ancestor altars are so important, and they've been around since the beginning of time, right? So it's a little bit about ancestor altars. Do y'all have your ancestor altars, or do you do it like on a certain holiday? I know, Julie, for you, I think, was it De los Muertos that was something that you really honored your ancestors. I think we talked or something around that time. But there's all these traditions on it, y'all. So that's kind of my meditation. Like, I'll sit, do my prayer, listen, sit with my ancestors and my guides, and then I start my day. That looks like a little bit longer process, like 2 hours, but it doesn't always have to look like that, right? The other part of the ritual thing is like candles. So even if you don't have, or you can't have a candle in your apartment for your ancestors or for anything, you can always get one of those little cheap from Walmart. You just plug in the battery and have a candle like that. Some people, like, the smoke or something isn't so hot, but you can always have illumination for them. Okay. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, you have your altar too, Miss Ash. That's great. I recently have a space I can do anything. I have my Graham's picture clipped on my moon curtain on my desk. Oh, that makes me want to cry, Deb. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah, because I mean, even on a plane, right? We carry ancestors with us. We don't always have a physical altar. We are the altar, in my opinion. We are the altar. But that kind of outside representation, that's what magic is. It's just an outside representation of what we're trying to achieve on the manifestation on the inside, right? So, oh my goodness. You never saw her in real life. She sure sees you, that's for sure. And who's Rose? I'm already downloading. I'm just going to stop. But there's something with Rose. We'll talk about that another day. But then there's also things we can do as far as altar work, right? And woo-woo. I'll just call it woo-woo. Sacred rituals. I talked to someone about this the other day. So do y'all remember the God or goddess box or a God box? Y'all, this is such a cool way to connect with source. It's also a way of turning things over. When you like want something so bad and you're like hell bent on it. And like for me, I have nubs on the chalkboard when I'm trying to finish something, or turn something over and finally say, okay, I don't know what's going on here. I'm going to give it to you, source, and goddess, you take it. You know what I'm saying? So a really cool symbolic, you can take a tissue box, you can take a coffee jar, you can take a jar, you can get a fancy thing from TJ Maxx, but decorate or somehow make it your own personalization, personalize a box or a jar, etc., for your God box. We just call it a God box, but it can be your creator, your source box, your higher mind box. I don't really care. Ancestor box. Like, it's a good way to physically write down what's on your heart and what may be really taking up bigger pieces of your life and just chunk it in there. For example, I need a better job. I need money. I need to pay rent. Want a partner. And maybe you get really specific in your journal about what you want that partner to look like. And then you just put it in the God box. It's wonderful. And I'm not kidding y'all. It's like magic. Your brain just kind of simmers down and keeps on going because you've already surrendered it. You've already given it over, right? We decorated coffee. Yes. Me and you and Leslie, we did that. We did the coffee cans. It's 30 years ago, y'all. That God box is a classic one. Yeah. A manifestation of what's inside. Perfect. I love that. Oh, that's you, Miss Perla. Okay, somebody was coming in and I was like, Rose is here. I shade her. That's beautiful. That's a B. I love that because it's quite a party. There may be only a few of us, y'all, but the room is big. I promise that because I'm getting downloads. I want, please focus. Let me focus. So another thing we can do, I know I mentioned some of these things in the ebook, but I don't know if y'all like baths. You can even do like self-love showers, but self-love baths and showers are so important, like with rose or geranium. Geranium's really good for depression or just uplifting the spirits, kind of acclimating, elevating us a little bit. Geranium's really good for that. I know that chamomile is really soothing. If you guys have any tips, please share. It was 30 years. I was just kidding. You're so funny. 10 years. Yeah. Hello. How are you? Good to see you. Oh, lavender flowers in the tub. Oh my God, that sounds so good. Lavender is really good for balance. So many of these herbs and medicinal things are so good. Yes, our ancestors are here. And I'm fixing a cough. Hold on one sec, y'all. My throat chakra. Welcome, Belief Coach. How are you? And how are you doing? It's good to see you. And I'm looking. This is awesome. Thank you for coming. That makes me so happy. It's good to see you. Is that you, Jess? Because I just see your thing on YouTube. Welcome, y'all. Yeah, Deb says hello. I also like to use a lot of different stuff. Like rosemary's really good, we know, for prosperity and protection. Eucalyptus, yes, tied around the shower head. Oh my God, that's excellent. What a great idea. And it's so cleansing, right? Especially in the winter, like when we have a lot of congestion, possibly, that eucalyptus, and it just lifts everything up. That's such a good one, Ash. I love that. Love it. Rose is really good for self-love. Also, y'all, I've used like crystals in my physical bath or even in the shower, like is in the base. Like if the eucalyptus is coming down, or I've used sachets in the bath as well that just release it in the shower, actually, and bath, and just release whatever I want. But I'll use like my fist, except for selenite. Selenite doesn't do good in water, but like my rose quartz, especially for self-love, I'll put that, like clear quartz, maybe some Amazonite. The list goes on with crystals. That's like a whole other thing. But a few of those to kind of infuse the shower and the bath. That works really, really well. Oh, thank you, Ashley. She says the Juju Apothecary line, the sprays. I have like 4 more sprays now, Ashley. The sprays are amazing during meditation. Oh, that's so good to know. Thank you. I wonder if you still have some. What? Oh my goodness, Jessica, congratulations, y'all. She's a moving. That's great. Oh, that's beautiful. That makes me so happy. The Riverview. Y'all give her a shout out in Savannah. Amazing spirit. So also, have y'all ever heard of anything called gree or juju bags or mojo bags. In New Orleans, we use those and to infuse them with certain qualities. Like, for example, if we want prosperity. And traditionally, a mojo or a gree bag in New Orleans is red flannel or like a red material, bound 3 times. It's like a little bag, homemade bag. Like 2 inches or 3 inches by 3 inches. You just make a square, put your herbs, maybe Hydron the Conqueror, which is really good for manifesting and protection and prosperity, or whatever qualities you want, right? So, for example, maybe I was doing prosperity, or I want to do, we'll just say protection, right? So I'll do a Hydron the Conqueror. Maybe I'll put in a black tourmaline. Maybe I'll put in a little cayenne. Cayenne makes things happen really fast and also like sends things back a lot of times. So whatever things call to you from the earth, or any, maybe it's like a certain symbol or something. You fold it like a little package, and then you bind it 3 times, right? 3 is a very magical number. It's a very powerful number in many traditions. And we bind that and we keep it, like, I like to keep it in my left bra because it's close to my heart, or your left pocket. The left is the medicine bags. Yes, Miss Deb, medicine bags too. Yeah, like all cultures have them, y'all. We just call them different things. That's going to be part of the hoodoo series that I do, working with herbal earth stuff, is also the hoodoo series that I'll have. So we'll do that. But if you guys want, if anybody wants to, let me know so that there's a way I can film it, or maybe I'll just do one online. That'd be awesome too, because you guys have amazing ideas. But the ritual work that might serve us could be that. For love, you can do some really good ones for love. So if you guys have questions about that, maybe we can do a thing. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Hi, Nope. Welcome. Also, y'all, we can do release ceremonies. Like a lot of the stuff that I was doing, I just had my Bitch Be Gone candle, which is like, if you guys are interested in my candles and stuff, let me know. But the Bitch Be Gone, Ashley can speak to the candle and the sprays. It's just a fun name to kind of release negative energy, or just like keep energy away. And I've got to get my candles out. I just talked to somebody. I've got some people that want some of my candles right now, but, you can make those. Like, you can take a simple chime candle, or like a white 7-day candle, just put just a touch of olive oil. Olive oil is very sacred. And if it's like, you want to use, maybe if you're really getting down and dirty and you want to just release negative energy, you can use a little black pepper or cayenne. There's also something called Lower John's root. There's a fancy name for it, but I'm not going to say it. I use that in a lot of my candles because it gives it some oomph. And it's really good to kind of dispel things. And I'm trying to think of simple things. Rosemary would be really good, and that mint is really good for alleviating, like, even just your herb jars, like your dried herb jars. Just sprinkle a little. You don't want a fire hazard. So you have to kind of monitor how much stuff you put in there, but just start out real simple. And if you guys want to do a class on that, we can do it in class too. Thanks, Ash. Ash says the candles of the truth, y'all. Yes, that Ashley Edwards. Awesome. That's awesome. Thanks, y'all. And Deb, do you have any ideas? Do you have anything you use for kind of keeping negative energy at bay, or just keeping the peace? I just see lavender all around you now, Deb. Like the lavender. That's awesome. Also, y'all know that there's moon rituals. A lot of people collect like moon water or rainwater for different purposes, and maybe what the planetary alignments were that night of the moon. So like this last full moon, new moon actually, it's one in Aquarius. Lots of change, y'all. Like number 5 all over the place. Change. So that particular, if you had some moon water or something you were charging, those specific items or water or et cetera, herbs are going to be really charged for, really good for change. Anything with like instant change. And of course, your highest good, your highest truest good. The new moon is the best in 60 years. Yes, this next one. Yes. In 66 years. I love it. I tell spirit to talk to their spirit. Beautiful. Yes, that's beautiful. I love all this. Perla says, love to see live for medicine bags. Yes. Medicine bags are so awesome. So, as you know, Miss Perla, you can probably use that. I'm coughing again. I had some sage burn. Um, you can use the like suede or like a faux suede if you don't want to use the suede. Anything, we try to use things that are earth sustainable, but the suede works really good for medicine bags and feathers. Oh God, y'all, I love feathers. Feathers are so awesome. This is a rose spray. So good. I call these little things. This isn't mine, but this is spray. Road rage sprays because they keep peace. The rose. And I'm fixing to cough again. Yes, cooling herbs are like mint and eucalyptus. Yes, definitely, definitely. Deb says her last medicine bag she made with large leaf before winter. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And Jules, I'm getting a download for you. Just use a little more cinnamon, maybe. Especially with relationships, love stuff. Cinnamon's excellent for that. It's also good for money. I love cinnamon. So if you guys want to just do a chit chatty one of these days on that. Um, oh, sycamore. Good Lord. Sycamore trees are so sacred. Wow. So wise. So that's kind of something that we can use as spiritual skill sets too, right? We can do a walk in nature, talk to trees. Some of us don't actually like to hug the trees, but just kind of communicate. Like this morning, I went outside and I was walking my dog and I saw this huge herd, not a herd, like a little gathering of geese above. And that's one of my animal medicines. So I was just so grateful for that. Geese for me are like resiliency, victory, tenacity, and just to keep going. So it was really, really peaceful to see the geese. Do you guys have certain animals that you connect with? That's where you can put the symbols of that in your medicine bag too, which I love. Perla, that's a really good idea, the medicine bags. And so the moon rituals, the moon water, that helps us align with the moon cycles, manifesting, releasing whatever we're working with. And talismans. Does anyone use talismans? I want to get to something, but it might like be a little weird on for some of y'all. But in New Orleans, I just looked into doing this. We're going to have a class here in the Hoodoo series about using chicken feet. So in the South, y'all, and I'm sure other places, we use chicken's feet on the front door, near the front door, preferably, just to kind of like leave negative energy behind. And there's a huge history behind that, what I won't get into now. But if you guys are interested, my teacher, Sally Ann Glassman, one of my teachers, mentors, she makes these beautiful, her island or Isle of Salvation in New Orleans. It's on St. Claude Street, but you can always reach out to her and buy stuff online. But she makes some really beautiful chicken feet. So I really, really, really love the chicken feet thing. I don't know why. Maybe it's just something in New Orleans. But so we're going to make some chicken feet and we put some really pretty like glitter and flowers and iridescent stuff. But anything that calls you like a hawk feather or a certain branch. Like some people make um like canes, not a cane, but like a like a stick. I was there going for cinnamon swell for the first of the month. Oh my god, that's awesome. That's amazing, Julie Jules. Elephants and peacocks. I love elephants and peacocks. Yeah. And did y'all know that elephants are like owl, butterfly, and cat? Oh my goodness, y'all have good ones. Elephants are matriarchal, Ashley. So elephants, like the females, are the head of the herd. And peacocks, good Lord, that's Oshun all day. I love me some peacocks. Peacocks are so sacred. And they're so beautiful, right? They exude beauty. So you were where, Julie Jules, going to get the cinnamon for, you were going to, I'm thinking of the cinnamon smell. Oh, that's beautiful. So were you going to Isle of Salvation or were you going somewhere else? I was kind of off on a tangent for a minute. I love it. So also divination, right? That's where I come in with a big piece of this. But y'all, we can all divine. We're all psychic. We're all intuitive. That's my passion, is like like, again, as I said, helping remember people to step into their gifts. They're really, really beautiful, beautiful gifts. So divination is like, maybe it's, some people use bones in New Orleans. We can use charms. A lot of people are doing charm readings now. There's tea leaf. I've done tea leaf readings, crystal ball, the classic crystal ball, y'all. Never forget it. Actually, Sally Ann, if you ever get a reading by Sally Ann in Isle of Salvation in New Orleans, she used a crystal ball. At least she used to. That's one of the ways she used to divine. So crystal balls, there's the palm, there's playing cards, there's tarot cards. I use the Okwele as a priestess. It's a form of divination, or the beads. My clients call them the beads. And but like, I recommend, if you're really just coming into your spiritual path, maybe just take a card. And maybe Deb, you have some insight on this, or Julie Jules, and you give y'all, like, I just tell people take one card a day if they're into the cards. Or maybe it's I would say a card, like an oracle deck, I think is probably easier to start with than a tarot deck. Tarot decks are beautiful, and I drew this one today, y'all, for us. The Sun card. Isn't that beautiful energy? Because there's this really beautiful Neptune alignment today. So it's a really good day for spiritual stuff. Hence why I just sporadically did this live. But the Sun card's beautiful. It's tarot deck. And then I have this. This is like an example of an oracle deck. And Deb, you know a lot more about this too. So I pulled Aquarius, which is kind of interesting. This is my oracle astrology deck. And I drew this for us today. So I just say you do a card a day. This is like, maybe that is your meditation. You set your intention, your prayer, pull the card. And then by the end of the night, right, you kind of have talked to that card, or that card has talked to you subconsciously throughout the day. And you see what that card means for you. Because even if we all take, I took classes and studied all those pieces, right? But the cards, even if you get a book of directions with this stuff, it's what it means to you. The general guidelines are great, but we all have this spiritual compass within us. So just take a card a day and look at that. That could become part of your meditation practice. So water talks to you. Yes. Yes, I love water. Water is such a beautiful way. And you can do water scrying. Do you guys know what scrying is? Scrying is like a way where you can do it. Sometimes people do it with candlelight. Some people will do it with water, but it's a way to kind of like loosely look into. It's like having almost like setting a vision, but you aren't the vision. You're receiving the information from the medium you're tapping into. So scrying is just another way to tap in. And water, if people are really close to water, some people are more close to and sometimes this, depending on the time of the year, what the meaning is. You can also scry or kind of divine by looking at candlelight. It's really beautiful. Really, really good way of doing it. Julie Jules loves the oracle cards. What deck do you have, Julie Jules, if you care to share? I bet you have several decks, as I'm sure we all do on here. It's great. Some people do meditation with, I know in Hoodoo, and also, just the obvious, Psalms, Proverbs, like I said, chants. That goes way back for our history and some of our ancestors. So that's always a good way too. Many, 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 Deb says. Oh, you like the deck. Thank you. Yeah. This one was gifted to me, this tarot deck. I bought this one, but I like this one because for events, it's really fancy. Like, it's really shiny. People like that. But this one, even the back of the card is good. And the book is beautiful. I think I got this on like Etsy or something, maybe. But I really like it. Or no, a book, the Conjure 912, when I was in Savannah reading, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a great point, Perla. Like, a lot of times it's good to read the book, but what's important is your own interpretation. And Kathleen says, what type of deck should I get? Kathleen, I love my tarot deck, but I would suggest an oracle deck. An oracle deck is a little different than a tarot deck. So this is just a simple like astrology deck, and you kind of get out of it what you read. So is this the Aquarius one? This is Virgo. I just pulled a Virgo. So Kathleen, they're also telling you to be in the moment and write things down that you need to do. Just a little download there. But this is just what an oracle deck is. So it doesn't have like the typical major arcana, we call it, in the tarot deck. So this is kind of like very visual, and it's just a way to kind of capture and tap in. So a lot of people, I always recommend do an oracle deck. Oh, you're an Aquarius. That's so funny. That's great. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Suggest it. I was talking away, Deb. Definitely shoot that. And then Kathleen, check out what Deb's going to say about her. Yeah, she's got it. Kathleen, maybe she can look at that. There is actually a real Aquarian deck too. I think there's a couple different versions of that. Yeah. Oh no, not to slow down, Kathleen. Just that write things down. The I got a download for you to write things like your bullet points, your list. Oh, I love the arcane. Does that make sense, Kathleen? Let me know. That was just a little download for you. And Julie Jules says Archangel Oracle, Angel Oracle, message from Guides Oracle. Ooh, those are good ones. If you guys want to take a screenshot of those recommendations, if there's any more, I know Deb probably has one too. Next time, maybe we'll have, yeah. Yeah, yes. We'll get a bunch of, maybe on the website, we'll get a bunch of resources from Deb and all y'all, what stuff you guys like. Yes, happy birthday. Pearl says happy birthday, Kathleen and all Aquarius V-Days. Love it. Yeah. So how are you going to celebrate your birthday, Kathleen? What are you going to do nice for yourself? You're welcome. Yeah, that was so sweet. Thank you. Perla, thank you. Yeah. Maybe you'll go gift yourself an oracle deck or something, Kathleen. For sure. I knew you were going to say that, Kathleen. I knew you were going to say work. But I mean, maybe when you get done with work, like it's a nice self ritual, love bath, or something like that. Maybe it's get yourself a cup of coffee, but something nice. But I kind of like the idea of gifting yourself an oracle card. And you can go to Sunlight of the Spirit in Cali. She's out in Cali, y'all. Yeah. Shy, the book is hiding. Okay. I don't know the name of it, and I have the deck right here. Oh, got it. It'll come up when it's meant to come up, Deb, for sure. So are some of y'all morning meditators traditionally, or like more evening? Because some people like the night because it's really quiet, you know? Yeah, that'd be great. Go check them out. Tell them I said hi too at Sunlight, okay? You're a morning meditator, Deb? I have to start off my morning doing that. Definitely. But that's a great way to kind of like set our manifestations, our intent out for the day is doing things in the morning. And at night, for me personally, I like to kind of like revisit how the day went. Like if I was to start a new deck or a new definition or learning something or reading something, do it in the morning, and then I like revisit what I learned or what spirit told me at night. Perfect. Morning meditator. Yeah. Ashley gets on the workout. She's a powerhouse in the morning. I know we tried to work out one time. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea. What kind of frequencies do you use? That's a great spiritual skill set. That's a really good one. That's awesome. That is awesome. I feel like Ash, you should have like a YouTube or something on your wellness journey, like for sure. You're such a, I mean, all y'all are just such goddesses on here. I love this. I love it. Yeah. Yeah. Ashley Deb says she's interested. Yeah. They woke you up at 3 a.m. last night or this morning, actually, I should say. The vibe of the family. Yeah, for sure. Little collective. Yeah, Deb. Shoot, we could get on each other's stuff. Just so y'all know, because all y'all, I mean, I just like, you guys are such queens on here. If you guys ever wanted to do anything like this or you're interested, I'm using StreamYard, And then it also plays on Facebook, and then it also plays on like other modalities. But also, y'all, and Deb and Ash, or anyone who's interested, it downloads the audio if I choose it. Leslie knows a lot more about this, but it'll download the audio and you can put it on your podcast. If you're also interested in doing a podcast, so you just like post it on the podcast. I'm not good at that, but she is. Yeah, Deb says StreamYard is amazing. You're going to have to learn me, Deb. She's my cheerleader. Like, I swear to God, she's a lot more than a cheerleader, but like, she held my hand because I tried to do this the other day. Kathleen knows, and it was like on Facebook, it was a shit show. But that's okay. That's how we learn, right? So I'm getting kind of a download on connecting and alignment. So what I mean by that is like, for some of us, connection looks like community. Maybe it's family. Like Ashley has a really beautiful family. Everybody does, but I mean, I'm just thinking of her right away because she has like a lot that she does in community with kids and family. And some of that is like utilizing our supports, right? Like I probably have a few people that I'm close to. Well, actually, that's not true. My clients are like my family. But a few, as long as we have some supporters, I think that's really important right now. And a lot of times I feel like coming into community is things like this. This is one of the main reasons I wanted to do here, and I'm overcoming my fear of tech. Because community is so powerful, y'all. Community, especially, really important. It's really important right now. I've not hosted there, just going to others' meetings. Yes, we'll have to get you on. That's awesome. You have so much knowledge. Oh, Ash, good. You're thinking of starting in March. Good. Yeah, reach out to Deb. Reach out to each other, y'all. It'd be awesome. And Deb, do you want to put a shout out for the workbook? Y'all, she just created this whole thing. Deb did. Gypsy L did. So feel free to put it out there, y'all. Whatever you guys are up to. That's the blessing of all this. And who drinks tea or elixirs or baths? You can also mix like a tea blend and put it in your bath. The new herb that I'm really loving, that I need to get more familiar with as far as like is blue lotus. Do you guys know about blue lotus, the herb? Oh, yes. What workbook? Not the book. Publishing. Not the workbook, but the book. 363 activate higher consciousness. Oh, she's sharing that with you. Awakens intuition. 174 reduce pain and stress. Awesome. Wow, thank you. But blue lotus, y'all, is such a good herb. It's like some people say, for example, they're smoking something else like tobacco, like me, or some other things, and they want to like kind of slow down on that. You can actually do a mix. Now, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to do too much about all this on here, but you can smoke a blend with blue lotus. Blue lotus is really good as a tea too. It helps you dream, really, really connect with your dreams. What? Are you really? Oh my God, that's so funny, Ash. That's hilarious. Where are you getting it? Like on your leg or shoulder, or where you, and who's doing it for you in Savannah? Or are you getting it done in another town? There's some pretty good, there's a tattoo convention that's going to be here. You're a tea lover? Hello, Holistic Healer. How are you? How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. It's so good to have y'all on here. You guys, if you want to put in the comments what you might want to talk about next time, that'd be awesome. Today was just kind of like get the tech going. As a matter of fact, I still have like this. It's like, looks like it's two people, but I somehow got it so where y'all are only seeing me, but I got myself on there twice. And Kathleen says, Ashley, what's the best tea for anxiety? Hi, Danielle. Yes, you did. Though we're back in Savannah at the 5th of ink, the 5th of March. Oh, you're getting it on your lower back on the 5th. Okay. And it's called the 5th of ink, the place in Savannah? That is a tag trick a lot of us never learned for a while. For sure. Yeah. It's so good to see you, Danielle. So good to see you. Thank you. And message me, y'all, please. And thank you for supporting the little channel we're doing. We're going to be doing a lot more on here. Blue Lotus, Julie Jules, I'm telling you, it is, ooh, just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. So I'm going to stay on about 5 more minutes, y'all. There's something caught in the throat. Deb says hello at Julie Jules. This makes me so happy to see everybody on here. This is awesome. I'm so grateful that we could do this today. Y'all remember some really good Neptune stuff. So Ash, if you know any frequencies for dreaming tonight's a really good night to dream and manifest your dreams, what you want to do when you grow up. Really, really good night for that. And y'all say happy move to Julie Jules. I won't say where she's moving to, but she is relocating. A lot of us have a lot of change right now. Oh, Ashley's, ooh, lemon balm. God, that smells good. Lavender, peppermint, and chamomile tea. Do you do those all together, Ash? It really is. It's a big transition from TikTok. Do you like the transition, Danielle, or no? It's different. There's so much to like take in, but I think it's time. It good works good together. Okay. Awesome. I love that. I'm going to take a screenshot. 528 is a really good frequency for my manifestation, she says. Oh, thank you, Danielle. That's awesome. Kathleen says thank you. So, y'all, there is a bunch of stuff I had on here, but you know what I'm saying? One day at a time. So just in short, y'all, make sure we try to do our little goddess god boxes if you would like to partake. And thank y'all for coming. I so appreciate y'all. Deb, thank you for being so supportive. Y'all connect with each other and add honey. I'm going to do that right now, Deb. I'm going to put some honey in some tea. I'm doing sea moss. Do you guys know about sea moss? It makes me feel so free. Oh, you know, yes. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Wow. Well, thanks y'all for joining. Thank you for coming in. I was a little all over the place, but I was like really into getting you guys connected, and it makes me really happy. So you guys want to do a Saturday gig, let me know. And thank you for being here, y'all. I sure miss my fam. I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.